So over the last week or so when I was sick, scrolling Twitter a little bit, I came across this video that really surprised me because I was convinced it was gonna go one way, and then it ended up going the other way. And I don't want to say too much about it. I just kind of want you guys to kind of see the beginning of it, and then we're gonna talk a little, and then you're gonna see the part that surprised me. So this was the video.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah,
Did you say that my daughter is rude?
yeah, I did. She gave me the finger.
Well, I wouldn't have done that if he wasn't being a slow
Are
ass.
you serious, Amelia?
So at this point in the video, I was thinking W moms. She's trying to defend her daughter, which I think that any parent should do initially until they gather a little bit more information. She finds out that the daughter gave this man the middle finger. And then when she asks the daughter says, well, maybe if he wasn't being such a slow ass. And then she checks her, hey, Amelia. And so I'm thinking, okay, moms is gonna get it right. Moms is gonna let this little girl know, like, you can't be out here acting like that. That's crazy. Like, I get that you might have wanted to get by, and I don't know the procession of their conversation, if she asked and the man was taking forever, or if she just immediately went at him like that, but that's not what you do, right? And so as a parent, you need to check this child so they understand morals, respect, but that's not what happened.
Well, listen, whether she gave you the finger or not, then maybe you should have gotten out of her way.
Yeah, I know. I'm old. I'm kind of slow.
So that means that you get to tell her she's rude,
Well, she's rude. She's rude.
but she's not rude. She's only 7.
Well, I thought she was being rude.
But were you in her way?
Probably.
So don't you think that maybe you don't own the store just because you're driving a cart? I think that you think all this is funny, and it's not funny, sir.
Well, I'm her elder, and she needs to show me a little respect.
Well, maybe you need to not think that you own the store because you're driving a cart.
When I saw the rest of that video, it absolutely blew my mind. I still don't understand what I just watched, because you are raising a kid that is never gonna have accountability, that's gonna think that she runs shit, that she is the most important person in the room 24/7, which, don't get me wrong, you should always think of yourself as important. You should always hold yourself highly, but you should always have morals and respect for those around you, especially elderly people that do need a cart and something that they can drive around. Now, again, I don't know what the context of all of this was before the video started, but there's nothing that tells me that this old man was being mean to that daughter, and that was why she gave him the finger, or that's why she's calling him a slow ass. It seems more likely to me that she was just mad because he didn't move immediately. And so she decided to take it into her own hands and be disrespectful. And now the mom is justifying her disrespect. Now, don't get me wrong. For anyone that's been in grocery stores, let me know if you've came across this situation, because I definitely have. But I'll be walking down an aisle, and let's say there's 2 people that were going the opposite way with carts. They happen to know each other, and they stop and they start talking. They are now blocking the entire aisle. I've even had them visually both look at me as I walk up to them to try to get by, and nobody moves. They'll just still sit there and talk and have conversation. And so I'll have to speak up and say, hey, do you mind if I get by? Like, I just got to get to something over there. And slowly but surely, they will move out of the way. Sometimes I've even been given a dirty look for asking them to move, which is crazy to me. But I'm still not going to give you the finger. I'm not going to swear at you. I'm just gonna keep it moving and go about my day. So I understand people holding up the aisle and people feeling like they own the aisle. I just don't get that impression from this old man. I'm pretty sure he just stopped his cart. The cart is as big as it is. There's only so much he could do about it. And he got up and he's looking for some stuff on the wall right there. Now, maybe he said, hey, let me just grab what I'm getting first and I'll move my cart out of the way, which I get can be annoying, but it's not the end of the world. And you have legs. You can walk perfectly fine. Whereas this man clearly is having a problem, which is why he's got that cart. So you could easily just go around. It's not the end of the world. Like, if I saw an older man or an older woman and they were in a situation like that and they weren't going to move right away, I'm not going to rush them. I have legs. I'm going to be thankful for the fact that I can walk all the way around and it's no problem to me. Well, they're still riding on that cart because of the fact that they probably can't walk all the way around like that. So it's just crazy to think that you're going to treat somebody with disrespect like that. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I couldn't imagine my mom justifying something like this if that was me as a kid. Now, my mom has always been the greatest defender of me ever. Everything that I've ever done, she will defend me all the way. But I've always been a good kid. I was never a kid flipping off older people, calling them slow ass or being disrespectful. So there was no reason for her not to defend me. But I would almost guarantee that if I was in a situation like that, I would have got checked. I would have been told, yo, you can't act that way. You know what I'm saying? Now, if that person was talking shit to me, my mom would still defend me against that because she's like, hey, you don't talk to my kid that way. But at the same time, I would have been told that I was wrong too. Now, that man wasn't talking any shit. He was being completely nice and calm about it. He might have been laughing a little bit, but I think that's because he's thinking in his head, what the hell is actually happening right now? Is this interaction real? Because there's no way that this mother is justifying her daughter being a douchebag. But I can only assume that she sees this at home with her mom and her dad, and she has now decided that she's going to bring it into the real world because this is how she feels people are interacting, because this is her experience. And the more that her mother justifies it, the more that she's going to do this shit. And it's sad, it's upsetting, it's weird. Like, it's a whole number of things that I just don't really understand. Now, as far as the videos I showed you guys, I put some text on the screen. I don't know why that woman is in the video. I can't find the original video. I can only find the woman with the big eyelids, okay? But she apparently had a video where she talked about it on Instagram or TikTok or something, and it made it over to Twitter, which is where I saw it and recorded it. And unfortunately, I tried for like an hour. I cannot find the original video. So the only thing that I could show you was the one with her in it. No offense to her. I'm not trying to take a shot at her or anything. I just noticed that she got some big eyelids. You know what I'm saying? But she looked good though. Shout out to her. Anyways, this is something that you've got to get in line. Like, I'm sure I don't need to talk to any of you guys that watch my videos. I would almost bet that the majority of you that are parents do shit the right way. You get what I'm saying, right? And that's how it should be. But apparently there's a lot of people out there that don't get it. And I see it once in a while when I go out, and I'm sure you guys do too. And there's parents that will enable their kids to do some of the most dumb shit ever, and they don't realize that they are setting them up for failure later in life. They're setting them up for having absolutely no social cues, for having no real friendships or anything like that, because people are going to get tired of someone who acts like they are holier than thou, like they own everything, like the shit that they got don't stay. Like, it's not something that people are drawn to. But that's what you see at home. That's what she's probably emulating. So in a way, I'm not even mad at the daughter. I'm just mad at the parents for not setting her straight. That's where I feel like the big problem is. So I just saw this and wanted to talk about it. I don't know how long this video was. Probably shouldn't be that long, but I appreciate you guys. Let me know what you thought down below, and I will catch you in the next one, homies.
I don't believe in the future, so I just look to my past life. I take all the lessons I've learned, and then I create me a moment you can't write. It's different than dreams, it's different than wishing for shit that you see. It's something you build, you gotta shed tears, and if you gon' live it, accept that you'll bleed. This ain't a drill, that's just a beat. This shit is real, cause that's what you need. This is the pill, that is the seat. Take you a moment before you concede. I got a lot of shit waiting on change, but every day wake up and do it the same. I'm sick of my mind, it's out of control. I thought it was fine, but that was a phase. I mean, it's like, I got a chance, why would I blow it? It's all that I have.